Nights in the Mojave are filled with some of the most dangerous nocturnal predators in the wasteland. Night Stalker packs, invisible super mutants, even blind deathclaws that can track prey on moonless nights. Here in the South Vegas ruins, the most dangerous predators aren't the wild animals. It's the domesticated ones that are cruising for a bruising. There's no such thing as a bad dog, but there are dogs with bad owners. Still, no matter how rotten their master is, dogs will always show loyalty. Even after their master has passed on, the dog will remain loyal to them, staying where they're told and waiting for their human to return. Old-timers used to say that's how the Vault Dweller met a certain canine companion, Dogmeat. That dog's previous owner had been killed by the local punks in Junktown. Dogmeat loitered around town, waiting for him to return. Pets were unheard of in the vaults, so when the Vault Dweller came upon that ornery critter, it was love at first sight. A man and his dog. The old pooch followed the Vault Dweller up and down California, from Junktown to the Boneyard, before ultimately perishing in the Mariposa base. Some pre-war chrome domes decided they'd try to improve on man's best friend by adding a bunch of cybernetic gizmos, like mechanical jaws and armor plating. Called them cyberhounds, robo-dogs, cyber-dogs. Everybody had a different name for them, but no one called them what they were: unfortunate animals caught up in mankind's wild pursuit of improving on nature. 40 years ago, the Chosen One traveled with one such cyborg dog. Some folks say there were two of them in the Chosen One's entourage, along with a regular dog, some half-starved stray that tagged along wherever they went, even though he was nothing but bad luck. One of those cyber dogs could actually talk. He was damn smart too, not just for a dog, smarter than the Chosen One by some accounts. I met the thing in the NCR capital after the Chosen One stopped the Enclave. K9 was happy to tell me everything that happened. He was the only one I ever heard about that could talk, though. No, he's not around anymore. He and the Chosen One's other cyborg dog were both disassembled by NCR scientists decades ago. Terrible thing about that is those cyber dogs would still be alive today if they hadn't been disassembled. Most of them were made in the back when times and don't die of old age like regular dogs. Rex here must be over 200 years old, aren't you, boy? Must have been a police dog before the war, survived on his own until the Legion found him, put this bull symbol on him. Were you in the Legion before the King found you, boy? Of course, poor thing is obviously suffering the neural degeneration that happens when you keep a brain in this biogel for too long without changing it. Cheer up, boy. Your daddy'll get you a new brain. Yes, he will. Yup, Rex has the same sort of neural degeneration as those brains in the think tank. Funny thing is that some of the stories out of the Big Empty say that those mad scientists are still making robo-dogs. Probably the only place left that still has the technology to do this kind of thing. Maybe someone will build you a nice girlfriend and you can make some cyber puppies, huh, boy? I don't know if they can really make cyber puppies. Just seemed like a nice thing to say to Rex. Now, some of those other dogs I mentioned, they say old Dogmeat would mount anything that moved. He must have left a litter of puppies in every town across the wasteland. I'm sure his descendants are still out there now, tagging along with wasteland heroes. You know, I've always wanted a hound of my own. Maybe one day I'll stumble across a stray dog that's looking for companionship and won't have a robot for a best friend anymore. There are too many heroic dogs in the wasteland for me to document them all. I'm sure I missed 2 or even 3 dogs.
Hello, Mojave Wasteland! Wow, wow, wow. Sounds like someone finally said the magic words that activate my iBot's little subroutine.
Edna?
I heard some mysterious storyteller was roaming around out west, spinning yarns about every damn thing in the wasteland. Except me and my radio station. Now, I know you're out there fighting a good fight. I'll make this short. I called in a favor from some of my buddies in the Brotherhood to send this little iBot to you, along with a few pre-recorded messages from yours truly. I want to make sure you continue spreading the good word about the good fight, and you're gonna get my story straight from the dog's mouth. Ow! But, as they say, that is a story for another day.